visualising politics. But this is an example from the ABC show Hungry Beast, which, if any of you have seen it, every week they have awesome visualisations and they tell a little story about something. And this is their segment called Joining the Dots. So I'll play you this one, but feel free in the future to go and have a look at other ones that they've done. So this one is about North Korea and Kim Jong-il and all of his crazy mayhem that he gets up to up there. All right. Sorry. I did preload. Okay, we might do it small. Whoa. Not happy about that. Thank you.
Meet Kim Jong-il, Supreme Leader of North Korea, the world's most captive nation. A slave state where famine is the norm, 49 million people are trapped in their homes every night without electricity. An old-school dictator, the reclusive Kim mixes repression with myth-making and delusions of grandeur. North Korean children are taught that his birth was heralded by a spontaneous double rainbow, a new star, and a giant talking iceberg. Apparently, many also believe he controls the weather, but that is not Kim's only magic. According to state textbooks, Kim does not produce urine or faeces. His official biography insists that Kim Jong-il is the world's greatest golfer, routinely scoring 3 or 4 holes in one every time he plays. Kim Jong-il is also prone to dictatorial whim. An ex-teacher claimed that in 1989, Kim cleansed the entire capital, Pyongyang, of short people. He also imprisons family members of convicts, believing the stain of criminality persists for 3 generations. North Koreans live in poverty, with 68% of the country surviving on food rations and 1 in 3 children malnourished. Meanwhile, flight-phobic Kim reportedly airlifts lobsters into his armoured train when he travels. Kim also likes a drink. Hennessy Cognac say that in 1993 and 1994, the dictator was the company's biggest single client. But Kim Jong-il is not impervious to his people's needs. In 2006, he announced a plan to import and breed giant rabbits to feed the poor. He then discovered that they produce less food than they consumed, but Kim still bought 12. When not starving or imprisoning people, Kim loves to create. His biography says that he's composed six operas and stages elaborate musicals. He's also a movie buff, author of On the Art of Cinema. And in 1978, Kim had a South Korean film director, Shin Sang-ok and his actress wife kidnapped. They were held captive for 8 years and forced to make propaganda movies, all of which credit Kim as executive producer. Best known is Pulgasari, which is basically Godzilla as capitalism and made out of rice. Kim Jong-il. Dictator, mythmaker, and jailer. It would all be funny if it wasn't so sad.
So it's just so astounding to me that all of those facts. And they do such a good job of just showing really simple graphics that really get that all those facts across. And I think the way that they must make them is get someone to do the research and come up with the facts, and then it might be the same person, and then they think of some graphics to represent it, and then show it that way. And I just really like the way they kind of tell it as a visual story as well. And they have heaps of them. They do one every week, so make sure you go and check it out. They're normally pretty funny too. Here's another one that's all about visualising politics. This is someone who has somehow attempted to visualise what is the left and what is the right of politics. It may be a little too small for you to see there, but they've kind of got what type of family they may have, the beliefs that people might hold depending on what side of the spectrum they are on, their ideas about equality and freedom, what they vote for. So it's very fascinating to look to see how someone has summarised it and then think about where you might sit. Do you actually sit wholeheartedly in one or the other or not? And what does that say about me then? But I like that one. This one is a lovely one. This is by Jonathan Harris and Sepp Kamvar. It's quite old now. It's called We Feel Fine, and it's there. What they do is they trawl the web for anyone that's made a comment about how they're feeling. So, and then we can actually have a look through those feelings and see what people are feeling and do our own kind of investigating. So I'll bring it up. I apologise if this takes a little while because it has to load, and I couldn't preload it because it made everything too slow. So it does chew a fair bit, but we'll see how we go. But what I really like about this one is that it allows you to kind of mine the data yourself. So you can pick different categories to look at. You can look at gender. You can look at type of weather it was when people were posting their feelings. You can look at a whole bunch of metrics, which I think is a really fascinating way of showing visualizations to people, giving them that ability to search through the data themselves and find their own little stories and their own little favourites. Because that's what I always do when I'm looking through this We Feel Fine, is I always come across ones that are my favourites. Alright, so all we have to do to start is just click. I'm even starting to feel relaxed enough to start making plans for the future. That's what someone says. These are not Twitter, they're either from blogs. They may have Twitter now, but this was kind of out before Twitter was really big. I've been putting off writing about my birthday because I've not been feeling it and always felt I had better things to do, like homework. Really? Better things? I just didn't feel right passing along its lovely recipe without the permission of my mother, who is usually the one to make it. So I just love the way it's these little glimpses into people's lives and how they're feeling. And down here we can actually use these different metrics. So these are ones that are images that go along with some little comments that people have made. So this is someone's little doily things. I grew up with them around the house, and I think I just miss it so much that I feel that if I don't have them here, it doesn't feel like home. Isn't that cute? I don't know what these are of. And these are constantly being updated, so they're... Fair enough. So it's a place that you can just go and just perpetually kind of just click and have a look and be amused. I feel like other people will get more out of the film than I did. Let's have a look at what things we can also look at. So this just basically gives us some random things of how people are feeling. I feel I'm strong and upright, and sometimes as if I'm going crazy. I feel that you too mature. Awesome. I feel that is better sleep when I'm sad. So that goes along like that. So mobs, this is showing us what people are feeling now. So good is the most popular feeling, followed by better, followed by bad, sorry, down, great, free, happy. And then I like this one down here. Oh, it's changed. Oh, because it's so... they had one down here that was store. And I thought, lucky not many people are feeling store. Lucky that was the least safe. Red. I'm feeling red. I'm feeling piping. So yeah, it's fascinating. And we can order these through gender, age and weather. If it will let me. Oh, men, yeah, they don't have as many feelings. They don't want to talk about them anyway. I feel like I ought to pay great attention to detail in this entry, crafting each word to convey all of that. So it even tells you where the people are, so that's a female in Japan. And then we can have a look at the feelings and look at whether it's normal or not for that many people to be feeling that way. I think that's kind of a fascinating thing to think, what is the norm of how you're feeling and how people are feeling now. Yeah.
I wonder whether at times like makes you go to place whether in the frightened or the scared.
Yeah, and that's what I really like about this, is that you can have that thought and then you can then sift through this data and bring that up yourself. So it has so many possibilities for exploring, and I think they've laid it out in just such a wonderful way that you can come and visit this site over and over again. And I always enjoy it because you always come across something that makes you smile or something that makes you feel something. So yeah, go and have an investigate on that site later on if you like.